Lemaise, Amalek is mentioned in Tanakh several times. Somebody came to ask in the Mali Yeshiva Bocha, where's Amalek mentioned the first time in Tanakh? Not too many people would know, but the Milchemes Arbo, Melochim Esachamisho, steht Vayavoyu ad Sdeh haAmaleki. The Ramban says Amaleki. There was no Amalek. Amalek is the Chainical. He was born as a descendant of Esav. We're talking about Avraham Avinu's Zeiten. So the Ramban says that this is a place which in the future is going to be Amaleki. But that's the first time he's mentioned Amalek. It's a sugya b'fnei atzma. We're not going to be married because we'd like to talk about something specific. Kol Yisrael goes out of Mitzrayim. They come to Refidim. Ofi Yadem in HaTorah comes Amalek. Vayova Amalek vayilochem Yisrael b'Refidim. Vayachal lo Yeshua es Amalek ve'es Amoy lefi Horav. We spoke many times in Sefer Yeshua. Why is Yeshua the one who is designated to be the one holding the Milchama with Amalek? We find Amalek again in Sefer Shoftim, where the Amaleki comes together with the Moavim and the Amoinim to Ir Atmorim. The Amaleki comes and holds a Milchama, but Bederech Agav. The very first time that we find a real Milchama, Milchemes Amalek, is in Sefer Shmuel Aleph, the Haftorah which we're going to read this coming Shabbos Parshas Zocher. It says that Shmuel HaNavi tells Shaul HaMelech, Leich ve'acharamto es sachatoim es Amalek. As we see over here, give me one of the pages. Me'ish ve'ad isha, doesn't say. Me'ish ve'ad isha ma'ilul ve'ad yoinik. You got to kill men, women, babies, and everyone else, animals, everything, everybody has to be killed by Amalek. This is the first time Klal Yisrael is in Eretz Yisrael. This is, although we had already two previous Milchamas, Klal Yisrael is in Eretz Yisrael, and they are having a Milchemes Amalek. Shaul goes, and he's not Mekayim the mitzvah the way he was instructed. He kills the Noshim, he kills the Taf, he kills the man, he doesn't kill the animals, and he doesn't kill Agag Melech Amalek. Comes back from the Milchama, and he tells Shmuel HaNavi, who sent him to the Shlichus, he comes back, and he says, Vayovoi Shmuel Shaul, Vayomer Shaul, Baruch Ato LaHashem, Hakimoisi es Dvar Hashem. Do you ever see anything more bizarre and strange for somebody who was chayta, lost his malchus, and saying Hakimoisi es Dvar Hashem? If you will have a chance, again, I don't know, this forthcoming week before Purim, I would like to say a shiur about this Hakimoisi es Dvar Hashem. Shaul went with a cheshbon. He did not omit and did not kill Agag just because of he was chayte. Sie liegt in dem greise Sach. And just in a nutshell, if you dafka want to know, Shaul had a Ruach HaKodesh that the Bnei Bon of this Agag is marrying the same night he's marrying a Shivcha. They gave him a Shivcha, she was Nisabra, and Homan HaRosha comes out of this. Not only Haman HaRosha comes out of this, but Rab Shmuel Bar Shelas in the Sugya Sagmor in Sanhedrin and in Gittin is a descendant of Haman, who is a descendant of Agag, who was left behind purposely per Rabbi Yonas and Eibeshitz and others, Dafka, in order not to be eradicating Torah Shebaal Peh. So we're going to leave that alone. It's a subject, a topic b'fnei Hasma. I would very much like to speak about it separately, but tonight we're going to be speaking about something else. The life expectancy of Agag after the time that Shaul does not kill him is one night. That's the night, the Shteit Medrash, he gave him a shifcha and she was nisaber. The next morning, you have to know how it fits into the psukim, Agag comes in ma'adonos, geht as a spazieren. He wasn't so much spazieren because he was locked up, he was cuffed, according to Chazal. And he saw, as I state in Midrashim, as a psayish ba'tzuro, the Shmuel Anovi is a psav, efsher tom rachmones, he thought. And then when not, achein, sar, mara moves, I'm getting killed. Vayeshasef Shmuel es Agag lefi Horav. And when he kills him, he says, Kasher shiklo noshim charbecho ken tishkal minoshim imecho. Your Cherev was there, you're Russia, you're Amaleki, you killed so many people. So as a reciprocation, Kasher shiklo noshim charbecho, you made people shakulis. And by the way, the word shakulis in Tanakh appears only in somebody who lost a child. There is no shakulo noshim, although some Meforshim would like to suggest that this shakulo is the husbands, or bepashtes shakulo, we do not find. Shakulo is aim shakulo, means somebody who lost a child. Kasher shiklo minoshim charbecho, ken tishkal minoshim mecha. I once mentioned here the Shaila I heard from Chaim Kanievsky. What's his mother doing alive? Tishkal minoshim. If his mother is Amaleki, he has to kill her. Why didn't he kill the mother Medin Amalek? But we will not discuss it now. And apparently he kills the Medin Ritzeach and not Medin Amalek. He says, Kasher shiklo noshim charbecho, ketichu you're a Ritzeach, and the Ritzeach is due to be killed as a Ritzeach. And the question, the very famous question is, why didn't he kill him Medin Amalek? I mean, the whole sugya, the whole psukim, the whole parsha is a parsha leich v'araktes achatoves Amalek, and he tells them, you did not fulfill the mitzvah. Okay, why did you fulfill the mitzvah? Because you were chas al atzoin, and he said, I want to bring korbanos, etc., etc. And this Agag, you brought back chai. So the first thing that Shmuel Hanovi, who was melech together with the Gemara in Tmura says, Gemara in Zvachim state, Shmuel and Shaul were melochim be'ois Shaul. There was 1 year that were co-melochim. Shmuel Hanovi was a melech together with Shaul for 1 year. So Shmuel Hanovi should have killed Agag midin Amalek. What is he coming to tell him? Kasher shiklo minoshim charbecha letishka minoshim imecho. Years ago I heard from the Bel Pavarsky, he said, very poshet teres, he said, he could have killed him midin Amalek. But Amalek is Mikol Abolayot. Shitas Rambam, Shitas Ayreim, Shitas Achim, Shitas Ramban, all the Moine HaMitzvahs, there is no specific Misa designated for Amalek. Ritzeach is Dinoi B'Saif. So, he had a Cherev in his hand, and he's Vayeshasef, he's going to behead him. So he's telling him that the fact that I'm beheading you, he's not saying a teretz under, can't target an Alts Amalek. What it says, Vayeshasef Shmuel es Agag lefi Cherev, the reason why he killed him lefi Cherev is because the mitzvah of Hagen and Roitzech is not b'chol dover, it's b'saif. So the reason why he's saying Kasher shiklo minoshim charbecho, he beheads him for whatever reason he found. He didn't want to kill him stam kacha. He killed him by taking off his head, by beheading him. So he's telling him Kasher shiklo minoshim charbecho ken tishkol minoshim imecho. You. אז זה יותר גזוק תשתיקות זה. Even by ועדה אקום איזה דין of סייף. Here's a din of סייף. Yeah, it's אפשר לקיים שניהם. באקום, all the shivas mitzvahs בני נויח, אין מיסוס בנויח, is אין מיסוס אלו בסייף.
It's not that
But by Mechias Amalek is Bechol Dovar. So he's telling him, I'm using a knife, I'm not getting involved. But the question is being asked throughout generations, starting from Rabbi Yonas and Eibeshitz, going through the house of the Briskerov, different generations with different terutzim. And today, maybe we will complete a puzzle going to the other side of the war, and maybe at the end we'll be able to wrap it up totally. Kora Hashem ismamoch Yisrael me'alecho v'nesono l'reach ha'atoi b'meko v'gam netzach Yisrael le'yishakev v'le'yichazev ki le'odom u'le'yichazev. HaKadosh Baruch Hu tells him, you lost it. You are not the king anymore from this moment on. Shaul goes back home. And he's still around. Machlekes, four-way Machlekes Rishonim in Tanakh says that the total amount of Shaul's Malchus for Shtei Shonim Molach al Yisrael. Rashi, the Radak, the Pashtonim of the Mikra is that Shaul did not hold his Melucha for more than 2 years. Others want to say it's 2 years from this time, it's 3 years total. The Barbanel, they have different Pshotim, but Shaul lost the Malchus right then and there. Because Baruch Hu tells Shmuel, you know what, I want you to go and crown Dovid to become a melech. He goes to Beis Lechem, the whole story, he chooses Dovid of one of the sons of Yishai, he crowns him by putting the Shemen HaMishcha on his head. And Dovid becomes a melech. Shaul is still in the picture. We will soon see he's still in the picture. Shmuel is afraid, and Shaul is in the picture. Shmuel is afraid that Shaul, his best friend, his buddy, he told him in the Nevuah, but in essence, Lemaise is Nochal Melech. He's going to hear that idea. I went and behind his back crowned Psa-Ingeldofen. It's not going to work out. He's afraid. He's telling Kodesh Baruch Hu what's going to be. People are going to snitch at me back and forth. He makes him into a crowning melech, and the next thing we know, Shmuel dies. Shmuel dies and Misabel on him. And Shaul wants to finish up the job. Which job? He wants to finish the job. 3 times he had fights with the Pelishtim. He never won the war. Now he says, I got to take care of this. This is the end of my Malchus. While I'm still a lame duck as the end of my kingdom, I got to finish the business. He goes and he starts asking the Urim V'Tumim. The Urim V'Tumim, Abal Aneinu, Abal Aneinu. There's no answer, no reply to Shaul because he lost the Malchus. Melech is Nishal Bu'ah. He tried several times, says in Psukim, V'lo Yola B'Yoder. Shmuel is not around. There's a guy out there, Dovid, who is still afraid. He's in the woods. He's Nimshach, but he's not acting king. He's an acting king. He wants to go to Milchama. Don't look at Shaul just because he made a chet. Kol ha'omer Shaul chota ena l'toyeh. Is bochel nimtza kemoisa b'Yisrael. And Shaul HaMelech wants to know, should he go to Milchama with Pelishtim or not? He does not go out to Milchama without asking the Urim V'Tumim, and the Urim V'Tumim do not answer. He says, you know what? I'm going to take an alternate route. I'm going to go to a woman, a Baalas Oiv V'Yidoini, and I'm going to ask her to bring up the neshama of Shmuel. I'm not telling you Chassidish Amaises or stories from Korasucha Chomeinu. I'm telling you Psukim Mefuroshim in the end of Sefer Shmuel Aleph. They tell him, why are you going to an Oiv? You know, you're not supposed to go to an Oiv. He's going to an Oiv. She comes up, she says, who are you? He gets dressed up. FIFA service. Could you please bring up Shmuel? As soon as he brings up Shmuel, by the way, Shmuel doesn't come up himself. Moin Chagiga says, schleppt mit Moshe Rabbeinu edus z'shtein dort. Shmuel comes up, the lady sees, the Baal HaSeif sees Shmuel, she gets petrified. He says, I didn't know you, Shaul HaMelech, you lied to me. He says, Shaul, I have a problem. Shmuel, I have a problem. I got to finish the job with Pelishtim. I know you impeached me. I want to go out to Milchama. Should I or shouldn't I? Urim V'Tumim don't answer my phone calls. Should I or shouldn't I? Tells him, Shmuel, no. Kodesh Baruch Hu is moyes you from being a melech. Do not complete the job. It's going to be your grave end. If you're going to go, you're going to die, and your 3 sons are going to die with you. Shaul does not listen. While he's there, Ochish Melech Gatz takes Dovid and he sends him into one of the Orim next to between the 5 Orim Pelishtim called Tziklog. And during that time of Tziklog, Dovid haMelech makes a mini milchama against Amalek. And he manages to kill 400 Amalekim while this whole thing is taking place in another part of Eretz Yisrael, because Shaul is making the milchama with the Pelishtim in Gilboa in the north. Dovid is making a milchama with the Amalekim down south in Tziklog. This is happening, by the way. Dovid haMelech, 2 wives, Achinoam HaIsraelis and Avigail, are being captured as prisoners of war by the Amaleki. And Dovid goes from Milchama, he's Matzliach, he kills all the Amaleki and he frees his wives. This is all Psukim and Feroshim at the end of Sefer Shmuel for Divas Glade Masidah Azal Sefer. Oh, so that's also a Shaila. But there were a residual amount of Amalekim that were left. They came from Sde Edoim and they parked themselves in Tziklog. Where Dovid is staying, he's gathering together his chevre and he's making a mini milchemes Amalek, and he frees his wives and other people were kept. There were other people that kept. Anyhow, Shaul goes out to the milchama. The Pelishtim come. They shoot arrows. They kill everyone. Toisen to Yidden are being killed. There was a major loss of this battle in Gilboa. And all of a sudden, in that milchama, they come to Pelishtim and they're running to him. They're cornering Shaul HaMelech. Shaul HaMelech made a cheshbon. If I'm going to get killed right now by the Pelishtim, so for Sidgein Arum in the history, down in history, Shaul HaMelech, who was fighting his whole life against the Pelishtim, was killed by the Pelishtim at the end. This is how he ended off his life. So he takes another decision to commit suicide. He takes his cherev, his chonis, puts it on the ground, and he falls on the chonis, and he becomes a goises. First, he asks his boy, one of his shamoshim, Yeregabe, please kill me, and the shamash says, I'm not killing you. And then he meets a Nar Amaleki, who is coming from the Sdei Milchama. He was Amaleki, he was a Ger Amaleki. He comes up to Gilboa. Question if he came from there from Tziklog, was he from the people? He was Megayer, his father was Megayer. I'm not getting involved. And he tells them, look at them, you see they're 200 feet away. I'm still alive, I'm a goises, but I'm still alive. You know what? Do me a favor, make what the Israelis call vidu ariga, confirm my death. It's going to take me another 5 minutes. If I'm going to be alive for an extra 5 minutes, the police are going to come, they shoot an arrow, they say, they killed me, they'll take me, they'll kill me. You kill me, and this way it's known when the Pelishtim came, I was dead already. He listens to him, he takes the cherev, Pashtas, according to most Rishonim, he used the same cherev that Shaul committed suicide. This is the end of Sefer Shmuel Aleph. Beginning of Sefer Shmuel Beis, take a look by you. Let's read a few psukim. Dovid shov me'hakoises ha'Amalek. Vayeshev Dovid betziklag yomim b'shnayim. Vayi bayom hashlishi. V'hine ish bo min ha'machane mi'yishol u'burgodov kruim ve'adoma al roishoi. Vayi bevoyol Dovid vayipol arza vayishtach. This kid comes over. Vayomer lo Dovid, ei mizeh tovoi. Vayomer lo mimachane Yisrael nimlateti. I'm a refugee from Shaul's milchama. Vayomer lav Dovid, ma hoya adovar haged noli. Vayomer asher nas ha'omin ha'milchama. They all ran away. V'gam har benofal min ha'om. Vayomusu. V'gam Shaul v'yoinasom benoi meisu. They all died, including Dovid, including Shaul and Yonason. Vayomer Dovid al-anar ha'magid. Eich yodata ki mei Shaul. How do you know? I mean, you come from the milchama from Vana Veista. By coincidence, I happened to be in Gilboa. והנה שאול נישון על חניסוי, והנה הרכב ובא עליה הפרושים ידבקו, ויפן אחרי, ויאמר אחרו, ויראני, ויקרא אלי, ויאמר הנני, ויאמר לו מי אתה, ויאמר לו בעמלקי אנוכי. ויאמר לו, המויד נעולי הוא מססייני, כי אחזני השבוץ. I'm a goisis, but I need to be completely killed. Kol oid nafshi bi. I'm still having my last gasps of oxygen. Va'emod olo va'emoiseseyu. I have done what he instructed me to do. Ki yodati kilo yichi acharei nofloi. I knew that he has no chance to stay alive. Vo'ekach es hanezer. I took the crown. Ve'esayetz odo. those war symbol he's wearing on his shoulder. Here, you're probably happy. You're fighting with your ex-father-in-law. All the years, I'm telling you, here he is, he's dead, and here's the two confirmations, the crown and the Etzodah. Vayomer Dovid elanar, Ei mizeat, who are you? Vayomer lo ben ish Amaleki anochi nochamo. Vayomer Dovid, Eich leyoreso lishloyach yodcho leshaches Mashiach Hashem. How dare you to kill who? Mashiach Hashem. Shaul, haMelech, Mashiach Hashem, you're killing the king? Vayikre Dovid le'echo min haneorim, Dovid called one of his boys, Vayomer Gesh p'gaboy, Vayokeyu vayomois, the kid, the shliach of Dovid is killing this Nar Amaleki. Vayomer el of Dovid, Domcho al roishcho, ki picho ono bechol le'omer, anoichi moisasis Mashiach Hashem. You know what? You're a dead man. You yourself confessed that you killed Mashiach Hashem, you're a dead man. Steht in Mechilta in Parshas Beshalach. Take a look at the Mechilta in Parshas Beshalach. Okay? It says that if you look at the Mechilta in Parshas Beshalach, we'll start before the Mechilta. Let me ask you, I would like to ask you 5 questions. Pesach night we asked 4 questions. I would like to ask 5 questions. Pashtas Apsukim, you read the Pasuk al Panov, he killed him, Midin. How did he kill him? Because he killed Shaul. How does Dovid know he killed Shaul? Because he said, Anoichi Oraktis Mashiach Hashem. The halacha is, we know, there's a major distinction, Shiva Bochum sitting here, in Momenes is halacha of, it does Baltin Kameidim Dovid. But this is only by moment, by Knas, by Lav, by Misa. If a person comes along and says, I killed someone, you're not listening to him. The halacha is Ein Odom Eisim Atzmei Rosha. Question number 1, Ein Odom Eisim Atzmei Rosha. Okay. Question number 2. Again, he has Amaleki. If you trust what he says Amaleki Anoichi, so kill him within Amalek. Again, Nochamal. Whoever a repeat of the story of Shmuel killing Agag midin roitzeach, and so too Dovid kills the Amaleki midin roitzeach boidas hatzma. Why doesn't he kill him midin Amalek? Question number 2. Question number 3: if he did kill him midin roitzeach, what does he say? Ki orakto es Mashiach Hashem. You know what? Torah is not discriminating. It doesn't make a difference. You can kill a homeless guy. You can kill Melech Yisrael. In Hilchos Roitzeach, if Tnoim, he has to be a Godel, he has to be Bar Kayomo, it can be a Nefel, can be a Treifer, can be a Goises, but he is a Lebedik Mensch. Who cares who you killed? Dramatische Wort, ki orakto es Mashiach Hashem, you killed the king. For killing a king than for killing a Pashat Yid. Another question. Dovid comes along, he tells him the whole story. Shaul asked me, who are you? And I said, Amaleki Anoichi. Then Dovid asked him, tell me Nochamo, wer bist du? It sounds like he's coming to be verheerd in Brisk. Wer bist du? I just told you a story. I came, and I told Shaul, asked me, who are you? And I said, Amaleki. So he asked me again. I'm a shakran, so I was a shakran by him, I'm a shakran by you. What is he repeating himself, Nocham? And final question, he was a goisus. We know the halacha is, if somebody kills a goisus b'dei shamayim, is chayev. What's a goisus b'dei shamayim? Somebody goes to a nursing home, doctor says he's going to die in 24 hours, you kill him, you roitzeach, afleishik roitzeach lemehadrin b'ashgochas habadatz. Somebody is goisus b'dei odom, which means somebody already shot an arrow, so exactly the story here we show. So you're not chayev midin roitzeach. The Rambam says you chayev misa b'dei shamayim, but the chiyuv misa of Ritzeach is not there by a goisus. So the question here is, how does Dovid kill him midin Ritzeach, whereby he killed somebody who has a din of a goisus? Okay. Look at the Mechilta. Here's the Mechilta. Rabbi Lozer Oimer, Nishba amokoim bekisa hakovet sheloi, sheim yova mikol ha'umos sheyekablu, ula'amolok ulebeisor shelo yekablu. If any one of any of the nations comes and would like to convert to becomes a ger, yekablu. Amalek ubeisa lo yekablu. How do we know that? Steht in Mechilta. Shenema vayovi Dovid lanar Amagid eim zeata vayomer ben ish ger Amaleki anoichi. In the second, he tells him that Nizkar le Dovid be'oiso sho ma shenema le Moshe Rabbeinu. Im yovoi mikolo umisnizgaya kablu mi beisa shelo kablu miyad vayomer Dovid domcho al roshcho ki picho ono bechol lekach neema midoy doy. If I were to read face value the Mechilta, state Kloi Mechilta he killed him in Amalek. It says that if there would be a din of mekabel gerim Amalek, so it could be the Geiris who would be Mechapi, would become a Yid. But since Nizkar Dovid Bo'is Hasho, Nizkar Dovid Bo'is Hasho, Shin Yevoyu Ma'akam Le'am Kablu, Lekach Ne'emor Midodo. You were made that you are Amaleki, and since the Geiris is not Ma'il, so Mele you Chayav Misan Amalek. It's very modern. Ki'ilu, the Mechilta is trying to cheat. Domcho Ona B'chol, look what it says. Shene'emar, Domcho Apriki Picho Ona B'chol, what's the end of the Pasuk? Anoichi Moisasi is Mashiach Hashem. The Mechilta machtzach nicht wissendig. The end of the pasuk is he killed him in Ritzeach. The Mechilta says you're not mekabel gerim Amalek, and therefore that's the obvious question. Ki'ilu the Mechilta cuts off the pasuk in the middle of Picho Ona B'cho. What's the Picho with the what? That you killed, and therefore you chayv al Ritzeach. Was hakter do shlei kablu midin Amalek. Do avos me'mer simcha. Rabbi Simcha says it in one line. Okay, Rabbi Simcha says it in one line. Timcha zecher Amalek. Look at Rabbi Simcha. A goinus for Rabbi Simcha. Timcha zecher Amalek. Vehoda omru b'mechilte shehorag ger Amaleki she'im mekabel gerim Amalek. Hainu lekach harogoi boido as atzmoi. Kimoi benoyach shenemar al pi atzmoi. Uboru. Dover poshet. This halacha of ein odom meisim atzmoi rosho is a halacha only in Israel. Oba goy is nerag be'edechod be'isho u'boito asatzmoi. The halacha of ein odom meisim atzmoi rosher does not apply to a goy. If a goy in Shivas Mitzvah B'nech is not allowed to kill somebody, he says I killed, he gets killed. The reason for that being is steht in Minchas Chinuch because Odom Korav etzel atzmoi and there's no psul kurva by a goy. That's what Minchas Chinuch says a shtickle to him. But a goy is neherag be'oiro asatzmoi. So the Mechilta says, Mechilta was bothered with a question, how is Dovid accepting it? Ayin Odom Meisim Atzmoi Rosho. Teretz is ein mekabel gerim Amalek. So the Eidus is not Chal. If the Eidus is not Chal, is a Benoyach. Is a Benoyach, he killed them be'edas atzmo, and therefore he be'emes killed them midin Ritzeach. He didn't kill, he killed them midin Ritzeach. No, so won't given if there would be mekabel gerim Amalek, then he would become a Yid. He would become a Yid. Since ein mekabel niskal Dovid Bo'is Hashem mekabel gerim Amalek, Mele blibes a goy. If it blibes a goy, Mele I could picho ono b'cho bo and the teretz on the kasha. Somebody asked, how did he kill? How do you kill the guys who reigas haritzeach? We know that benoyach is chayev ala ubrim and is chayev ala treifa and is chayev ala goises. So we have a very nice one line patter up 3 kashas. He says he ein mekabel gerim Amalek. Mele the geris is not chal. Mele bleibt da benoyach and the benoyach is nereg b'yiras hatzmoi. And not only is nereg b'yiras hatzmoi, the halacha is that a goises benoyach is chayev ala goises. You know, benoyach is chayev ala ubrin also. Moshe Feinstein has a psak. If somebody needs to do an abortion, needs to kill a baby, you should take a Yiddish doctor and not a Goyish doctor, because Yisrael is not mitzuvah ala ubrim, and a benoyach is mitzuvah ala ubrim. A psak for a Moshe. Bal Koponim, a benoyach is mitzuvah ala goises. The problem is the einzige problem is alles gut and fine and dandy. Look at the Rambam. The Rambam, we held once this Rambam here auf dem Tisch by Ochon. Look at the Rambam. The Rambam steht da say. Gzeras hakosu sheim emisim beizdim v'lo malkin es ha'odom beido aspiv elo al pi shnayim eidim. V'zeh shehorag Yoshua es Ochon. V'Dovid leger Amaleki behoido aspiem. The Rambam is bothered with the question, how did he kill the beido aspiv? Hoiroa shoiso. Oi din malchusoyo. אבל סנהדרין ומיסים ולא מלכין המועד בעבירה שמניטרפו לא דייתו בדבר זה שמה מן העמלי מורי נפש הוא המחקים לומוס שתוקם החרובס בביטנום ומשליכים עצמו מעל הגגויס שמה כן זה יום ויום הדובר של ראוסו כדי שיהורה וכלול של דובר גזירס מלכות. The Rambam says why he's saying no the Mesim Atzmo Rosh a person is not nereg b'das Atzmo. The Rambam asked the kasha. Rambam got the kasha. How is Dovid killed the Ger Amaleki? So Rambam is a kasha. It's not a kasha. Rambam is a kasha. So the Rambam is a Rasho. So the Rambam seems specifically and precisely that he didn't kill him. He didn't benoyach as nereg b'das Atzmo. B'das Atzmo like a Mesim says. The Rambam says there is no nafkamina between benoyach and Yisrael. And the only reason why he killed him is b'din Rasho. As I state in the Rambam. That's number one. Number two. The Mechilte, Pashtes the Mechilte, weiß dass he killed the Medina Amalek. It says, Lekach ne'ema midoir doir. The end, the punchline, the last 4 words of the Mechilte. Lekach ne'ema midor dor. This mitzvah Mechias Amalek. Okay? The Chiev Mechias Amalek is ne'eg b'chol aders. Even though the Mechilte is schwer, because the Pesukim weiß dass he killed the Medina Ritzeach. But Al Koponim, he killed the Medina Amalek, not Medina Ritzeach. So what do we have over here? We have a Mechilte, das macht sich nicht wissendig from the whole Ritzeach. It's talking about the Din Amalek. We have over here Psukim Meforoshim that he killed him Kivyochel Midin Ritzeach. We have a Meir Simcha that wants to come and say a patent, he killed him Midin Ritzeach because Amalek is only a Chetimtzi, you shouldn't be Mekabel the Geiris, and therefore you kill him Taka Midin Ritzeach. And you have a Rambam, the Rambam says it's not true. Because Emes Ritzeach that comes in and confess, I killed somebody, you're not killing him. Why? Because ain't no the Mesim Atzmo Rosh, none of community by Goy by Saul. The Rambam doesn't go for that teretz. And the Rambam says that the reason why he killed him was a Rosho, the Malchus a Rosho. Vos tutzach, I would like to make a comprehensive piece between all the pieces. In order to tell you that, I'll give you a little introduction. There was a very rich man lived in the Carmel in Perek Chofheim, Shmuel Aleph. His name was Nabal. He was a Ish Ram Alolim, as described in the Psukim. He had a wife, Avigail. She was a Yefas Toyar and a gewaldige kluge Frau. This man was a multi-millionaire, and Dovid HaMelech goes with his koilo, younger light, and right after Dovid started the Pravid the Rebisteve, he was Nimshach al Yadei Shmuel. He goes over and he sends 10 younger light to Novel. He says, it's Erev Rosh Hashanah, that's how he stated in Rashi in Shmuel. It's Erev Rosh Hashanah. Anyway, Shechting, you're making a feast, you're throwing a party. Shika Bisl for the Koil younger light. And who is saying that? Dovid. He says, Dovid? Dovid, the Yingel, the one who was undermining the Shaul HaMelech, as a low-life Tom, I couldn't care less, not about Dovid, and not about Benisha, and not about the Melech. Get out of here, get lost out of my property. Dovid gets very upset about what he's saying, not getting involved the whole thing, and decided he's going to rage a milchama. He takes 400 chayalim to go and kill Novel HaKarmeli. On the way, his wife, Abigail, somebody comes and tips her off and says, you know what, your husband is as nasty as always. And he went and he made a chutzpah yaka to the new king. He says, who are you? I don't listen to you. I'm not giving anything. And you should know that he's on the way to kill. She goes down the hill. David goes down the hill. They meet in the Emek. Look at the Gemara in Megillah in Daf Yudala. The Gemara says, out of the 8 women that were Nevi'is, one of them is Avigail. Okay? Shteit azeh. Avigail, how do you know Avigail is a head Ruach HaKodesh? דכסיב היא רוכבת על החמור ויורדת בססרה. בססרה מי נאו מבועל, אומר רבא בר שמואל מלמד שבוסקה על עסקי דם אבו מן הסתורים. מלמד שנות לו דם בחיקו והר הסלוי. She was clue. She stops him in the way to Muhammad to kill her husband. She comes to advise him a Mara. She's showing him a Mara for Domim. אומר לו וכי רואים דם בלילה? Not allowed to see דם at night. You could see דם at night, but he asked her. I heard that you took my husband and you decided he's chayav misa. So what are you talking to me for? If you don't do business at night, hold your horses. You know what? Your husband, we don't need a beis din. He's a moired b'malchus. I can kill him without any beis din. You know what? Shaul, because Baruch impeached him, but he's still around. We call it in French demi-saison. It's between the periods, but he's not Ois king. Miyad steht Omalo Baruch Tam Mechebrucha At Asher Kilsani Ad Hayoim Mivoi Bedomim Trei Domim Dam Nida V'Dam Shfichus Dom. He told her, I don't have to be Dan Novel Kameli in Beis Din. There's no din in the Nefashos Balayla because he's Moed Malchus. She tells him, Adayin Shaul Kayim V'Loyot Tzati V'Chover. Look at the Mishnah Melech in Parshas Drachim. Zog the Mishnah Melech Nimtzeinu Lameidim Shavigail V'Dovid O Yechalukim Bedin. שדוד היה סובר שמשור שנמשך על ידי שמואל יש לו דין מלך ואף שעדיין שאול קיים ואביגיל סובר שאין לו דין מלך אף שכבר נמשך על ידי שמואל מאחר שעדיין שאול קיים. What's the machlekes of Abigail and Dovid? By the way, she goes back home, she stops this rage of Dovid, she comes to her husband, he gets a heart attack, he dies, and the next couple of weeks she gets married to Dovid. She's one of Dovid's wife, who is captured in Milchemes Amalek and Tziklog. She and her counterpartner, Achinoyam Israelis. Okay? But she stops him. And Zog the Mishnah Melech Parshas Drachim, the machlekes was, we have a time where Shaul is impeached because he didn't finish the job of Amalek, and Dovid was already Nimshach, but he's still not an acting king. So the machlekes was, he said, he has a din of Moed Malchus Novel HaKarmeli. Why? Because he's already Nimshach L'Melech. She tells him, Adayin Shaul Kayom V'Loyotzo Tivacho B'Oilom. Yuteva is not Yeritza B'Oilom. It's not enough to be Nimshach L'Melech, you have to be acting king. And so long that Dovid is still here around, alive and kicking, you don't have a din Melech. Melech is no din Moed Malchus. Melech, if you want to take him, you have to take him for the entire. Balaylo is no din entire. She was Nevatla, she cancelled out the whole thing. Shitas HaRamban HaYedua, and so is Shitas HaYereim. Look at the Ramban. Okay, V'yesh meforshim what's ki yod al kesko, kasher tiye yod al kes Hashem tiye milchom al Hashem ba'Amalek. V'chein hiye midoy ledoy va'iyun kasher yemelech b'Yisrael yoshev al kisi Hashem yilochem ma'Amalek. V'hu remez l'Shaul harishon. V'chein midor do kol melech l'Yisrael chayiv l'ilochem bo. Whoever machlekes harishonim, shitas HaRamban and shitas HaYereim, that the whole mitzvah of Mechias Amalek is a mitzvah which is only on the melech. And Yochid, there is no melech, there is no mitzvah Mechias Amalek. Azay Shitas HaRamban HaYeduo in Parshas B'Shalach and Shitas HaYereim HaYeduo. Now let's make the cheshbon, put the whole thing together. Vayomer Dovid. I'm telling you Hamtzo. Listen to a new mahalach in the Maaseh of the Hainte Kaftor, of the next Shabbos the Kaftor. Vayomer Elov Dovid domcha al roishcho kepircho ono becho anoichi metatzis Mashiach Hashem. He did tell him, you killed Mashiach Hashem. But in the second he kills Mashiach Hashem, you know what's happening? There is no Shaul Kayom. If there is no Shaul, Kol Zman there is Mashiach Hashem, the Amaleki comes and tells him, I killed Shaul. At that moment, Dovid, who is standing in the Misizon, that he cannot do any harm to Nabal HaKamen b'dimoyed b'malchus. Why? Because Shaul kain v'loyotza tivacha b'oilom. At that moment, he tells him, "An ato raktas Mashiach Hashem." So I'm a melech. If I'm a melech, I can kill you with Amalek. Till 2 minutes ago, if I don't know that Shaul is kain, I can't kill you with Amalek. Why? Because Milchemes Amalek shitas HaRamban shitas HaYereim. You told me to become a melech. Ato. At that moment, Dovid becomes a king. At that moment that Dovid hears the news from the Amaleki, he becomes a melech. If he becomes a melech, then he has to kill him in Amalek. And the kavanah was that he killed Shaul, and he kills him. If we're going to be Dan Midin Reitzayach, you're right. There is no difference between a peasant, a homeless, and a king. You're not allowed to kill any Yid Basher Ushom. But when you're going to kill him Medina Amalek, Shaul does kill him Medina Amalek. He doesn't kill him not Medina Amalek, he kills him Medina Amalek. But Picha Ana B'chok Yoraktas Mashiach Hashem, he's not killing him. Mechilta says B'feirish, the Kach Ne'ema Midor Dor, we're talking about Mechias Amalek. He kills him Medina Amalek. No Picha Ana B'chok, Kiato, you said you killed Mashiach Hashem, so Mela, at this moment I became an acting melech. Bris Karov hat gesagt, ja, Bar Mitzvah Woche used to come in and he says, the erste Sache is, we sagt, Ba'avara bezos mechava sein. The erste mitzvah from the melech from Dovid, right now, breaking news. As soon as this Amaleki comes over to him, he makes him into a melech. If he makes him into a melech, the erste mitzvah, over l'asiyosam, he has to kill him. He kills him within Amalek. No fuss. We have a problem. Ain't no the mesim out from Russia. The problem is the whole reason why Shaul, the whole reason why Dovid becomes a melech is because this ger Amaleki comes in and tells me a shtickle Torah that I killed him. So the teretz is of them steht in Rambam Shoy. In other words, like this: all the pieces are fit together. The reason why Dovid is mekabel the oido from the oidos baldin, the Rambam's kasha, the Rambam says the teretz that was a rosho. In other words, somebody came. What's a rosho? So given a nevuah to Dovid, accept this nevuah, accept this oido from the king, from the single. So now the reason why he's killing him. So if somebody comes in and asks you a question, you read after. What's happening over here? Why did he kill him? Not keep shooting. He killed him in Reitzeach. He killed him in Amalek. Wer sagt der Stück? Der Michoel das. Der Kach nehmen wir do. No, wer sie wollte gewend the Dina mit Kabel gegen Amalek. So then what? He would have become a Yid. If he would become a Yid, he was Amalek. If he was Amalek, there's no mitzvah b'chias Amalek. No, Niska Dovid boy is a shoshim yova mikol umeshaboyel mikablu or midavid umeamalek beisalei kablu. So Mela the gayrus is null and void. Mela remains a fleshik Amaleki. If he makes fleshik Amaleki, it's totally. I have to kill him. If I am a regular person, because Shaul is Kayom, so I cannot kill him, because I'm not a Melech. But in the second, I'm Mekabel Yoido. And why am I Mekabel Yoido? Because, State in Rambam Ashtikotei, the Yoido Baldin was a Rasho, Mimela is Mekabel Yoido. Mimela, I know now that you killed Mashiach Hashem. Mimela, you just crowned me to become a king. Once I'm a king, I can kill him with the Melech. And I would like to close the loop. The reason why, when this habe ich gehört von meinem Rebbe, von Shaul Hordner, was the Brisker Rov hat übergesagt von Shaul Hordner, why did he tell him, Kashashiklam inoshim charbecho, go back, let's move backwards to the Milchama of Milchemes Amalek, where Shmuel kills Agag, and he tells him, Kashashiklam inoshim charbecho, Kedishcham nosh mimecho. Why does he kill him midin, Oitzeach and not midin Amalek? He says, you know why? Because Korah, Shemes, Mamloches, Yisrael, Ma'alechu, and the son of the Reach, Hatayv Mechel, B'skrom, Shtak, I know gas from the word. At that moment, Shmuel tells him in the Nevuah, you ois Melech. If you ois Melech, you can't kill Amalek anymore. Shmuel can't kill Amalek anymore. There's no Melech B'Yisrael. At that moment, there's no Melech B'Yisrael. If there's no Melech B'Yisrael, so Mimele, he has to kill him Midin Retzech, not Midin Melech. Even though we're saying right now, the Lamaisa Shaul remained them. B'yachas to Dovid, Shaul was not a melech, but b'yachas to Shaul, he lost his melucha. There is such kind of a bein haprokim where Dovid and Shaul are meshamish ke'achas. Dovid is crowned. At this moment, Dovid was not crowned yet. We're talking about before the crown. This is mamish the ma'ases that he batches up and he loses the melucha. Kodesh Baruch Hu at that moment made the gzeira yois melech. So whatever melucha you need, yois melech, you cannot kill Amalek anymore. Yes, that's not my Shtickle. Das habe ich gehört von der Rebbe, Jochen Zurich, der Brisker stark Hanoga von Shaul Hordner. He didn't kill him, he didn't Amalek, he didn't Melech, is because Korah Hashem is Mamloch is Yisrael, and the Ramban and the Yereim say that once he's Ois Melech, there is no mitzvah mechias Amalek. Ad kan l'shem. I'm just stretching it weiter. I'm saying here he killed him Yemidin Amalek. And the reason why is that this, of course, Malchus that happened by Shaul, who remained the king b'yachas to Dovid, adayin lo yotza tivacha ba'olam, at that moment that we're mekabel the edus midinei ro'asho, that moment we know that Dovid became Dovid Melech Yisrael Chavik, and the Mashiach was there, and the yotza tivacha ba'olam was Poka. Right.